Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Two for Eyes. We're here at Media Day, Winnipeg Sea Bears, talking to players, coaches, and staff. Let's go.
Home opener, a week-ish away. What are your thoughts? What's going through your head? What's different this year than the last 2 years?
Well, there's many things that are different. The thing that is very consistent in pro sports, I guess in all sports, is that I'm super nervous. And, we're just on the cusp of a new season. We're hosting the championship, and I'm very nervous. I'm very excited. We have a lot of new players, and I've had a chance to talk with some of them, and they're very dedicated to what lies ahead of the season, and it's a little nerve-wracking. And let's just get it going and see what happens.
Yeah, what's it like downstairs in the office? Like counting down? Are you guys counting down the days? Is there like a countdown on the board that says we're ready to go? Like what needs to be done from now?
Well, the business cycle is pretty different. When the season ends, we take a breather because it gets pretty hectic through the season, and then we come back to work, in September, we've been already working for many months now in the lead up to to this week, and so now I think people are also nervous that has all that work paid off? Did we plan properly? Are people buying tickets and sort of all the component parts? And so all of us feel a little bit of anticipation, and we're just eager to get it going. And once again, we're just overwhelmed by how the people of Winnipeg and Manitoba have received us, and I think we feel pressure to want to meet that and provide a great product and a great fan experience and great customer experience. So lots of pressure.
Cool. Last question for you. Spent time being a lawyer, spent time being deans of university. What's it like to own a sports team now?
Well, this is my retirement project.
Okay, this is retirement. Okay.
Just
like to stay busy then, eh?
It's a little more work than I thought it would be, but it's good work, and we're doing. I'm very proud that we're doing good things in the community, and we're, I think, bringing basketball into prominence in the province, in a place where I think it should be. And we're creating jobs, and we're, I think, providing pro basketball jobs for Winnipeg players. So it's all good. As I say, it was supposed to be my retirement project. It's a little more work than I thought it would be, but it's fun. And our mantra is to do well as a business and to do good in the community. And so far, that seems to be what we're able to do.
Thank you, Asper. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I'll see you soon.
All right. I got to get my pick taken.
Okay. Season opener. Yeah, a week away. Yeah. What are those conversations looking like downstairs? What are you guys thinking of? What are you guys focusing on? Especially, training camp starting tomorrow. Teams kind of rolling in.
Yeah, to be honest, we've been working hard all winter. We're feeling pretty good about where we're at. So, when you're this close, you just start to focus on the little things. Obviously, we're welcoming the players in today. We had met with them all, had a quick orientation, doing media day. So we're trying to switch gears now from planning into the implementation phase of it all. But yeah, hopefully by now you're feeling okay about it, because we're pretty close. Not a lot of time to shift gears too much. It's a bit like driving a massive ship liner or something. When you can't really just turn it around. So yeah, we're feeling pretty good, and we're just focusing in on making sure game one goes well, and that all the guys are here and they're feeling comfortable in their new apartments and all that stuff. So.
They say many times, you can plan as much as you want, but execution is the thing that really matters. When it comes time to execution, is there anything that you're nervous about where you're like, okay, this may not go the way that we want, but we have plans in place to make sure that we
to be honest, I'm always a bit nervous about it, because I feel like if you're not nervous, you're probably not caring enough. But we've also done quite a few of them and done events in general, and I know that you also can't control everything, and so you just have to be prepared. And I said, if and when something does go wrong, you have a plan to pivot to something else. So yeah, I feel nervous, but it's a good way. It's like the exciting nervous that you get when you're excited that something's coming up that you want to do, and so we're really ready to get it going. It's a long winter for us, and we're ready to get going here.
This last week especially, what does your day-to-day look like?
This last week, as I said, a lot of finalizing of details, housing, player arrivals. We're locking up some of our final partnerships for the year. Visiting with some of our sponsors, making sure they're ready to go. We've been at the venue quite a lot, especially with the Jets doing so well here in the playoffs. We've been working with them quite a bit on when we can get in and start preparing for our season, so conversations with them. So a lot of the same that we do in the winter, just hyper sped up now as we get closer.
They say in the world of business there's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. Sometimes you got to stick to the middle. Is it hard to stick to the middle, or do you get caught up in the highs sometimes when players going well, season's going great, or then the opposite when things aren't going well, there's complications going on?
Yeah, it's a good question. I try to stay as in the middle as I can, because you make, I think, better judgment, better decisions when you're staying in the middle. I will say though that before I've actually produced events for a long time, and until the Sea Bears, I've never really understood the amount of, stress and drama that comes along with watching your team play while you're doing the event. You're doing all the things you should do to plan, but then at the same time you're really invested in, to your point, if a player's doing well or not playing so well, your team's playing well, all that stuff. So it's been really a fun new journey for me over the past couple of years to see that side of the behind the scenes. But yeah, I'm a pretty even guy in general, and so I try to keep it. Get too high or too low doesn't help anybody, and especially me, so I just try to keep it somewhere in the middle.
Last question for you here. Are you able to turn it off when you go home at night, or is this basketball 24/7 for you?
Again, to be honest, I'm a pretty even guy, which I think is why I do these types of jobs, is I'm okay with keeping stuff in their place. I'm not going to lie. I have some sleepless nights here and there when things are going better or worse, but for the most part, I'm okay with trying to get a few minutes off every day to try to. Again, if you don't do that, your brain just starts to melt down. So, I try to separate a little bit from it and try to keep it in perspective. It's sometimes you can't help it, but most of the time you just try to keep it all in the scope of what's going to help you get through to the next day.
I said last question, but I lied.
That's fine. You can talk.
One more. If you had if you had a message to yourself at the end of the season that you would want to look back at, what would you hope that you had done, or that your goals are for this season?
A message from myself now to myself at the end of the season?
Yes.
Well, I think this is an incredibly important season for us, like our third one. So we're theoretically, we've had a couple of really great seasons, but I know the fans are wanting more from us now. We got to play better. We've been knocked out a couple times in the first round of the playoffs. So,
and you're hosting the championship.
And we're hosting championship weekend. So this is a massive year for us. So I think if I could say, I don't know about a message to myself, but to all of us, we're just, we have a lot on the line this year, and we want to just work as hard as we can to make sure that the players know and the fans know how much we care about what we're doing here, and how important we think all this is. And hopefully at the end of this, we're looking back on this message, and you're playing it to me, and I'm saying, oh my God, I can't believe we won the championship. That'd be amazing. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it, but I said it's a big year for us to sort of transition as we, continue to grow, and hopefully our fans continue to come along with us. And Champ Weekend's going to be a big deal. So all of it's, you're making me nervous. Now you're making me nervous. I'm not even anymore. You're making me too stressed. But
thank you, Jason.
Oh, my pleasure.
Appreciate
It's great. Thanks, guys, for all you're doing.
Thank you. All right, what's your role here with the Sea Bears?
I'm the Vice President of Business Operations.
Okay, so that means you do everything and anything regarding the Sea Bears.
I sure do, yeah.
Okay, 1 week away from this home opener.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to? What are those conversations going on downstairs in that office?
Yeah, so this will be my first season behind the scenes, so I think I'm looking forward to starting. I think that the buildup has been quite large, and it's like someone saying, hey, there's a tsunami coming.
Yeah.
And so you're preparing yourself completely, but you won't really know until you get there. I think the conversations downstairs are all about the details right now, about ensuring everything's ironed out perfectly and just being prepared. Yeah, it's going to be a good season.
You're also hosting the championship here, which is new for the Sea Bears.
Yes.
What are those conversations looking like?
So we actually have a championship team that has been working on it for over a year now, including myself and Jason. And again, it's all about the little details and ensuring that the experience is at the highest level possible, and that's what we work on every day.
And you're not new to this kind of environment as well, like, you know, running property managers and like doing a bunch of other businesses before. How are you going to take that experience and provide that to the Sea Bears? What aspects are you going to take from that?
Yeah, so I think in every role I've done, it's always been high pressure, and I think that there's nothing, it's exactly the same here. It's a high pressure situation, and you learn as you go, and you deal with the problems as they come. I also believe, like I was in hospitality for 10 years, it's about guest experience, and it's about ensuring that the people that show up, that have spent their money on tickets, ensure that they have the best experience that they possibly can.
Do you have a dream or a goal for the end of the season? So if you were to look back at this and say, I did this or I accomplished this, what would that be?
Yeah, I don't think it's just me. I think the goal is for the team, and I think at the end of the day, we do basketball. So the dream and the goal is that we win the championship.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Sahra.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're a week away from the season opener.
Yeah.
Home opener. What are your thoughts going through? What's the staff look like downstairs when you're in the office? What does that look like?
We're excited. I think all of us just kind of want to get it underway. The build up to the start of the season is obviously a lot of work, getting prepared and stuff like that. And then once the season kind of happens, games start rolling, it gets a little bit easier, and we're kind of all on autopilot. So we are excited, but there's lots of work to still do before next Friday. So.
What's your role here with the Sea Bears?
My title is the Director of Operations.
So everything.
So everything,
Oh.
yep. It is, yes, I do almost everything, yeah. So I work with the players and coaches a lot, doing the logistics of basically everything, housing, venue operations, travel, that kind of stuff. And I also do merchandise operations. So yeah, so I'm doing it all.
This world that we live in, there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs in this world, and it's kind of like a roller coaster. You kind of skip through the middle. What are some of the highs of working with the Sea Bears?
I grew up playing basketball, so just like being involved in the basketball community in Winnipeg and just like seeing how much we impact the community and the fans, like it kind of makes it all the hard work worth it. So those are definitely like the highs of working for this organization.
I'm sure you could probably guess the next question. What about some of the lows?
The lows. I mean, I think the lows happen in every job, you know, the workload, it's a lot of work. It's just, you know, figuring stuff out. I do a lot of not damage control, but I, you know, find solutions to problems that arise. So, but there's not a whole lot of lows, to be honest with you. It's just a lot of work, but it's fun. So.
How long have you been with the Sea Bears?
I was actually the first employee hired.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you're the one that asked me talking about. You guys went on a trip, didn't you guys? After your first year?
Yeah.
9 of you?
Yeah.
9 of
Yeah. So, yeah, I was employee number 1 besides David and Jason.
Yeah.
So I've been here since day 1. I've seen it all. So it's been fun to see the growth of it all and stuff like that.
Last question for you. So 3 years now, what's going to be different this year? Or what's something that you guys are striving for this year that's going to be different from the last 2 years?
Well, we're hosting Champ Weekend, so that'll be fun at the end of the summer. But I think, like, as a startup 2 years ago, like year 3, we're still such a young organization, and I think each year we're just trying to get better, get bigger, kind of make it a better experience for all those involved, players, coaches, fans, and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of the goal, and hopefully we succeed in that.
All right. Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What's your role with the
So I'm the senior account executive. Basically means, thank you. I handle all of the ticketing.
Yep.
Myself and Aiden, who is lying on the floor, we do the ticketing stuff. So that's basically everything. So if it goes to like, hey, I'm buying season tickets, or I'm buying, bringing a group, we're getting flex packs, whatever. Yeah, all that stuff that comes through Aiden and I, we will deal with like the public, set the bulk stuff. How do you decide blanks to open up the So that's a conversation with kind of myself and Jason Smith, president. There's a couple other people involved, but I think there was that if we have a game that's like selling pretty good. You know, we're looking at a couple things. We're looking at like historically, like games in the past now that we have a couple of years under our belt. It sort of helps. Yeah. We have an idea of, you know, in that week and a half leading up for like a Friday night game, for a Wednesday game, it gives us an idea of like what do we think is going to sell between now and then. In the case of the home opener, you know, we were looking at our last two home openers, the lower bowl sold out for the thing, and we like, okay, we haven't sold that out just yet, but we feel like between the 10 we have between now and then, it's that. And so what we wanted to do was open up the upper deck for a couple of reasons. One is it gives us more lead time and just like people want to know about it, right? Like they said, granted, it's, oh yeah, the upper deck's open. It kind of gives you an idea that it's going to be crazy. There's going to be a ton of people there. And then it helps us because it allows like us to open up basically cheaper tickets, which means that, you know, people that are like, oh, you know, price conscious, whatever, it gives them a chance to come to the game at a couple bucks less than what we would normally have in the lower. So yeah, it's good for us to open up really if we can. It's good for the people if they know that they have the opportunity. So yeah, we open that a few weeks before that.
Let's go. It's amazing. Well, last question for you. Hosting the championship,
yeah.
What does it look through like through your perspective?
So I'm having like a couple meetings a week on sort of the logistical end, right? So we talk with our internal team and we talk with the league as well, because we're sort of like partners hosting it. Yeah. So for me, I'm doing things like, okay, we're going to have, you know, not only 2 teams here, but we're going to have 4 teams in town. So we have to hold back tickets for all the players that are coming, all the officials that are coming, and front offices that are coming. Yeah. There's going to be cheerleaders there. There's going to be all these sort of things. So we're making sure that we have tickets for people. That's one just sort of like back end thing. We're making sure that's all there. Yeah. We're looking as well at like selling them. Like I talk to people all the time about like selling them, whether in the context of like they have season tickets. We allowed people to sort of opt in or opt out of adding the championship weekend. So about 90% of people opted in, and you know, just conversationally, people who can't, it's more like, hey, we have a vacation planned or whatever, and they can't go. But the vast majority of people are coming, which is exciting. Nice. And then so now I'm just doing a little bit of logistics, but it's basically the selling stage now. So come to championship weekend. It's going to be a blast.
Fun. Do you want to play a quick game to one?
Sure.
Let's do it.
You want to start with the ball? I'll shoot for it.
My 10-day contract. No.
Okay.
This is media day for you.
Yes.
You said you were doing a lot of walking around, a lot of making sure that people are where they're supposed to be. Yep. How's it going so far?
Good. We have our schedule. The guys are where they're supposed to be. Yep. We're making sure they're funneling through all their stations, video, photo, interview, social media, TikTok stations. So, yeah, we're getting guys through one by one.
Who color codes the schedule? Because it's very pretty. It's very pretty.
Me.
Yeah.
Make it so they're going pretty. Where they gotta go.
It looks very pretty. I got when you said, I was like, okay, camera girly. Okay, got it. Got it.
Okay, what's your go-to social media platform?
I like Instagram. I feel like I'm more on TikTok because it's funny, but what I prefer to like post and do all that stuff, I don't know, it's just so much easier. I feel like our Instagram grid is more aesthetic than our TikTok, so that's, I don't know. I feel like I make prettier graphics than videos, so
for a basketball team, are you more focused on the type of content that you put out, or is it more making the feed look aesthetic?
The type of content. Okay. I usually don't worry too much about the aesthetic of the feed because honestly, we pump so much content out, especially in season, that like the grid is not looking like that for long. But everything's more on brand. Like you can make things look nicer on Instagram than on TikTok sometimes. So
yeah. How important is timing when it comes to running that social media? So like as soon as the team wins, or as soon as half hits, or as soon as there's a game winner, what is that process looking like? Shot goes in till when it comes out.
We try and be as quick as we can. Like if it's an in-game thing, we're running memory cards. It's like we want that dunk. Okay, go switch. We're getting up on social. I really try and remember. It's yes, we want to get it out fast, but we want to get it out well. I would way rather spend 1 more minute on our post making sure it's good than posting and being like, oh, it's not as good as it could have been. Something's wrong and we have to redo it. So I'm really trying to take a second, look it over, take a deep breath, it's good to go, then post it. Because sometimes there feels so much pressure to like get it out quick, but...
Are you also doing the graphics? Or do you have someone on the team?
We have a team of people we choose from, but here and there, yeah.
Because I've always been curious, especially with the Jets and watching them do very well. Do they already make the win poster and the loss poster?
Normally for them, I'm not sure. We just have like our final score graphic, so
and then you just enter the number?
Yeah. So we're waiting till the end. We did have like when we know we might clinch playoffs based on like a scenario, we'll have that ready as like clinched.
Gotcha.
But we can't be doing stuff too early because then we're gonna get screwed.
There's 4 seconds left. It's a 3-point game. Oh, we won. Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Does this feel like a dream job to you? Like, getting to be on social media, sports.
Yeah.
What else can you ask for?
I know, it's really what I always wanted. Like my background is media studies and sport management, so this is really just the mixing of the two. I've always loved sports. I was able to experience with the Gold Eyes before this, and then when this team came along, it was like perfect. I love basketball, so this is really just a mix of everything I love. So.
2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
Actually, one's an ask. Can you spin this basketball on a finger?
I cannot.
Try it out.
But it's like I cannot.
Hey, that's good enough.
Let's go.
It's a no. It's a no.
Sorry, last question. When was your first dunk?
Never. Still to be had. Maybe on like a 6-foot net. We could try that out, but not on these.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. A lot of fun.
You are a week away from the season opener. What is going through your mind here?
Oh, just really excited. We like our team. We feel like we have a lot of potential to work with. Obviously, Winnipeg is a great city, and we love our Sea Bears organization. So, great opportunities. The challenges of building a new team, and I'm looking forward to helping these players play together and play great basketball, and then the dream goal of championship weekend at the end.
Here.
There's a lot to look forward to. So just very, very excited and thankful for the people that we have involved.
What's your philosophy in leadership? Being that coach for the team, you want the best for your players, and I believe that leadership is a service of getting others to achieve their highest potential. So, what is your philosophy on leadership?
Well, I'm a very positive person.
Yeah.
So I try to create a positive energy and positive environment, and in terms of the team, we want to try to bring the team together and help the players understand their roles, create a good structure. I feel like leadership has to be genuine. So I try to be who I am. I try to be, easy for people to read. They know when I'm happy. They know when I'm upset. They know, whatever, through the full spectrum of emotion, the full spectrum of communication. But at the end of the day, it's about servant leadership. So we're trying to help these players make steps in their career.
Exactly.
We're trying to bring the best out of the players, as you mentioned, and like I said, I feel like we've got some really good young players here and guys that can benefit from being in Winnipeg, and we want it to be a great experience for them. Just trying to keep it positive and keep in mind that we're here to help these players reach their potential.
Yeah.
Coach, I got the opportunity to coach a varsity basketball team for the girls at my high school.
Okay.
And the one thing I want to ask in coaching, when the girls are doing well, they score, I want to get up and celebrate with them. Do you have to hold your emotions like that? How do you control your emotions in those moments when you really want to just, yeah?
I think it's not a bad thing to get up and celebrate with them. You know, you again, part of coaching is building a relationship, building a connection with the players you're involved with the team you're involved with, and it's got to be genuine. It's got to be, you know, you have to be really happy when the players are successful, and, you know, help them get through roadblocks and get through things. So if a player has that moment that is big, you celebrate with them, right? But at the same time, you got to keep that perspective of, you know, hey, you can't be satisfied with what you've just done. You got to continue to get better. You got to continue to strive for more. And, you know, you may have got a nice bucket there, but the game's not won. So it's that next play mentality that you've got to kind of instill. But I think when you have a positive relationship with your players, then you try to put them in situations to be successful. It's great to celebrate with them when they have a big moment.
Yeah, we've had highs and then we've also had lows when we've been blown out. How do you deal with those like losses, and what do you tell the team when that happens? When those things happen?
You know, no team wins a championship without going through adversity. And okay, let's talk about a championship. The goal for every team should be to maximize its potential, to be the best team it could possibly be, to go as far as it can possibly go. And if you continually maximize the potential of your team, you're going to be successful. Some teams have championship potential. Other teams, not so much. But the point is, instead of just, hey, comparing yourself externally, internally, as our group, are we being the best we can be? Are we maximizing ourselves? You know, there's going to be those setbacks, there's going to be the adversity, and you just have to say, hey, we're going to bounce back. We're going to, you know, keep it positive and learn from these situations and experiences to be better for the next time.
What's your formula for a championship team?
Pardon me?
What's your formula for a championship team?
2025 Sea Bears roster.
Okay, the formula for the championship, you know, again, it's just going through the process of developing your team. You know, again, helping the team reach certain standards in their performance, offensively, defensively, creating really good team structure. And again, you know, to keep it simple, what I like to say to the team is be the best version of yourself. Be the best team. And be the best when it matters the most. So when we can have every single Sea Bear player being the best version of himself, and then collectively be the best team, then in championship weekend, at the time when it matters the most, then we have a chance to be the best. And again, this would, you know, fall in line with, you know, maximizing our potential and being the best we can be. So if you're asking for a formula, this will be the plan that we'll try to stick with.
Last two questions for you. Can you spin a basketball on a finger? See it. Hey.
Ooh, okay. Okay. And what was your first dunk?
There has never been a Mike Taylor dunk. You know, you're not going to find a Mike Taylor dunk in the video. So, as a player, I was a below the rim player, 3-point shooter, you know, intelligent player, but dunking was never part of my repertoire. I was the guy throwing those lobs. I was not catching.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Good luck for the season.
Thank you so much. See you guys.
My name is Braden Floyd. I'm an assistant coach, video coordinator, and chief of staff with the Winnipeg Sea Bears.
Still 25 years of age,
Yeah.
in the position that you are in today.
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
It feels really good. You know, it's a lot of hard work that, you know, a lot of people don't see. That, you know, when you get here, you start to get that feeling of accomplishment, obviously.
Yeah.
And then look for the next thing. You know, try to get a championship in Winnipeg. Obviously, that's the first goal.
When you look at all the roster of every other team out there, who's providing the most threat to you guys right now?
You know, everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. We just gotta find ways to beat them all. You know, and there's no team that's bad. There's no team that's better. So, you know, we just gotta come to training camp tomorrow, day one, and find what we're good at, and exploit all our matchups. Figure out how to get the job done.
Yeah. Have you met the team yet?
Oh yeah, they've been through all today. We did testing and stuff today. So.
Is there anything you specifically tell the team that you're looking forward to, or giving them like, you know, guidance and stuff like that?
Right now, I'm just looking forward to getting to know all of them. Right, they all have such great experiences everywhere around the world. So it's really cool to get to know everyone's walks of life. And then you have guys from Winnipeg, Sean Brandon, Brendan Amoyo coming home, Kyler Filowich coming home. Right, Emmanuel Acott's been around home still. So you just getting to know more guys like that, and then you have guys from the G League, guys from Europe coming through. And it's just really cool to get to know everybody.
Yeah. Okay, I got a question.
Yeah, that's good.
How do you hype yourself up for a photo? Like, he's yelling back there, but like, that's not the real, like, slamming a dunk on something. That's not the real dunk energy. How do you get that energy?
probably the wrong guy to ask, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'd be cool and I hit a buzzer beater. I'm not even like too heavy, but like, you know what I mean? Type of thing, you know. That's kind of my approach, you know.
Okay. Do you have a celebration?
I could probably be hitting with the, you know what I mean? Well, ever since John Moran, I'm probably ready to chill.
All right, fair enough.
Talk to me about the feeling of when you go through the tunnel and there's people screaming your name, and you're there to do something that you love.
It's just mutual appreciation, you know. They come out, they pay their money to come watch us play. It's definitely just a genuine feeling, you know. Just thank you, you know what I mean. And shout out to Sea Bear Nation, to be honest with you.
Does it ever feel like pressure to perform on game day?
No, because I think that's what behind when the cameras are off and the fans are empty. Those hours you put in to kind of prepare you so you're confident enough. So you don't really feel the pressure. It's more so exciting for game day. Me personally.
Yeah. You got the title of professional basketball player.
Right.
What does that feel like? No, that's every kid's dream.
Hooping
in the front yard.
For real.
Like, you know, and now you're here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling. You know what I mean? It's definitely a good feeling, a humbling feeling, because, as I said, from when I was a kid, you put in the hours, you put in the work, and to be here now, you know what I mean, on the stage. And the stage just keeps getting bigger, it seems, with the CBL, right? So, I mean, it's definitely a humbling feeling, and I'm grateful for sure.
Would your younger self have believed you that you would be a professional basketball player?
Yeah, I feel so. You know what I mean? I think above my age, like I always played my age. I never played up or down. So amongst my age, I was always kind of, you know, top tier, you know what I mean? So I could have seen myself excelling at this level, but at the same time, I'm born 1993. So at this point, I'm not really thinking there's going to be an opportunity for such a high-level Canadian basketball league, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have a mindset or a mantra that you tell yourself before each game or even throughout your career that has stuck with you?
Mantra, I can't really think of anything off the top where it's just like a quick go-to, like a saying or a sentence or anything.
But general mindset, just here to perform, here to work, here to no one can guard me.
No, it's more so, especially after my son was born. I think that put an extra battery in my back. So, you know, if I'm on the free throw line and fans are cheering, like it's one thing, I gotta feed the fam, you know. So that's probably the one. Gotta feed the fam.
We asked Mason this question too, but how has fatherhood changed your perspective on basketball? That you know, your son's watching you play and he's like, I want to be like that.
Right.
What does that feel like, man?
If anything, that's the pressure. You know what I mean? That's the pressure. It's not really the fans and the media and all that stuff. It's more so just trying to put the right image and message to my kids. You know what I mean? To let them know, Daddy could do it. You guys can do it 10 times bigger. You know what I mean? So.
You giving him a baskall, or is he finding himself?
Oh no, he has the basketball. He keeps kicking the soccer ball around.
That's my guy. Do you have any superstitions? This is the reason I ask is because for me, I'm a soccer player. So when I go on the field, I gotta tie my right cleats before I tie my left ones. Right? That's just like it. Otherwise, I don't feel the same.
You're right.
So do you have any superstitions like that?
Superstitions. I got the lucky headband.
Yeah.
I've been rocking the headband since. Like my class picture in grade 6, I have a headband on. You know what I mean? So it's probably the headband for sure. Yeah.
Last 2 questions for you. Can you spin a basketball on one finger?
Oh, let's see. Not really that guy, man.
Everyone says that and they go for like hours. See?
There you go. Hey, that's the best I got for you guys still.
There you go. What was the first time you dunked the basketball?
Grade 9. Grade 9, I remember it was a big thing, and I'm still a bit of a ring grazer, you know what I mean? So I've never been the bounciest guy, but throw something down, hopefully this season, you know what I mean?
All right, Alex. Much love. Thank you, brother.
You guys are fun. You guys are good energy for sure.
I mean, okay, you're a week away from the home opener. What's going through your mind being a Sea Bear and playing with this team?
Well, this is my first time ever being in Canada in general, so really just trying to adapt to the environment itself in general, but for the next week and a half, really just bonding with the teammates and the guys and getting a real good feel with them. And then I feel like next Friday, I've been playing basketball my whole life, so the game is going to come, and it's going to be fun.
Okay. Going into the home opener, is there anything that you want to achieve from the game? Do you want to get a win, or you want to score some points, or get a dunk in the game? What's your goal?
Probably a dunk. See how the crowd reacts to it.
Yeah.
Show off my athleticism a little bit. See how it goes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So first team, all
second team.
Second,
yeah.
sorry.
One vote off.
One vote off. Okay, talk to me about that. The one vote off. Did that hurt? What are you thinking?
Because I'm always hard on myself. I feel like I didn't achieve as much as I really wanted to that year, so I was even shocked to even see my name on the list, more so than anything. But I mean, I was blessed because it's really tough. SEC is a tough conference, a lot of talented guys. So to be named that was special and represent Auburn and my family in that way was special.
Growing up, did you ever think that you wouldn't make it? Did you ever doubt yourself at points where
I ain't never doubted myself.
What's
my mom would kill me if I did.
What's it like being up here in Canada?
I just got here.
You just got here. First impressions?
Yeah, all I think I've done is eat and play the game.
How long you been here? Like yesterday?
So I got here Sunday at like 1 in the morning, so really just yesterday.
God damn.
Yeah, so I haven't been here.
Okay.
So
Well,
y'all got to show me around.
Hey, you know, date and time. Let's run it. Let's run it. Get the whole team up for that. You want to ask?
We got 2 more questions to ask you, but the first one is, can you spin a basketball on your finger? You're making it work, bro.
I only can use my middle finger now.
Go ahead.
Let me see.
There you go.
That's my not like that.
Okay.
A little bit.
And how old were you when you did your first dunk?
First dunk, I was in 7th grade summer.
Do you remember that story?
It was like my first in-game dunk or dunk?
In-game.
In-game was 8th grade. I was at a town like next over, and it was like a transition, fast break, teammate threw it, and just one-hand dunk.
There you go.
What was your reaction?
Everybody's like, whoa, you're in middle school. Dude. No, it was crazy. The family was there. Yeah. Everybody went crazy.
Everyone was hyped.
All right. Thank you. Much love. Welcome to Winnipeg.
Appreciate it.
Name and occupation.
Hey, I'm Tevian Jones, and y'all see what I do.
Hey. So you just saw him shoot.
Yeah, I did.
What are your thoughts on his form?
Okay, here, I'll shoot it right now.
Yeah,
Give me like a form. Give me a form.
Is he getting the 10-day contract?
Oh, shut up.
Now that form looked nice. Obviously, the shot went in. The form looked nice. Only thing I would say,
I'm blocking.
Actually, I don't got nothing to say. That was a pretty good shot.
I'm gonna call Asper up.
Bent the knees, held the follow through, and the shot went in.
I gotta tell my Yo, that was pressure. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I was in Canada Life.
That was nice. That was nice though.
That was pressure. Oh my God. Okay. A week away.
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling the excitement. I'm really looking forward to playing in front of all those fans because that's the main thing I've been hearing this whole time is the fan base, how much the fans are going to be involved. So I'm looking forward to playing in front of that. All the momentum, all the good plays that are going to happen. So
man, I'm telling you, the Sea Bear Nation and the Winnipeg Crews.
Yeah, it's different.
They bring the heat, man. They bring the heat. Do you think there's going to be pressure to perform when you step on that court?
I think it's going to be pressure, like always. There's always going to be a little bit of pressure, but being able to like block out that noise and perform in front of all those people is the challenge in itself, and I feel like I'm looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah.
As a child, when did the idea of wanting to be a basketball player, a professional basketball player, spark into your head?
Probably when I was 8 years old. 8 years old is when I really felt like I could make it to the league, do this professionally, and take care of my family doing so.
Was it because you were cooking all the other 8-year-olds, or?
I mean, yeah. Back then I was taller. Couldn't go left. I was taller than most of them. I had a growth spurt when I was young, and I played both football and basketball. And a little bit later down that line, I had to make a decision: football or basketball. And I chose basketball. I felt like I was the best at it, and I wanted to be like my big brother who also plays. So that was a big part of it.
Man, how'd you make that decision? Was it hard?
It wasn't a big I was sitting there thinking about it. But
you didn't hold a press conference. You're I'm moving my talents to basketball.
I love football. Okay. I did. I love football and I love basketball. So it was a decision that had to be made. But I was better at basketball. I had family members that played basketball, and it was something that I would probably say I loved a little bit more than football. Yeah.
How do you translate, your passion for sport to life in general? Like, what are the lessons that you'll take away from basketball and apply it to your life?
Man, I think it kind of goes hand in hand. There's lessons in life that you can bring to basketball, and then there's also lessons in basketball you can bring to life. I think one lesson from basketball that I could bring to life is discipline, is the consistency. But also when you think about it, that's both ways. Like with life too, like you gotta have discipline, you gotta be consistent, you can't give up. And so I think, like I said before, those go hand in hand.
For sure. Question for you: can you spin a basketball?
I can. I was making fun of Haycott over there. He couldn't spin the ball. Let's see. Show him up one time.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, a little something, maybe a little trick, you know. I got it. A little something, yeah.
Last question for you, brother. When was your first dunk?
First dunk. That was the summer of my 9th grade year. So I went all the way through 9th grade, couldn't dunk, trying, getting blisters and stuff.
Crazy brand.
And then it was after a game. It was after like a game where the gym is empty and like you can shoot around and stuff. And I had my mom record. She recorded the thing. And that was my first dunk. First dunk was the summer of my freshman year of high school.
What about in game? Was that in game?
In game was a few weeks after that. Okay. In game was because we had like the summer league going on before you go back to school and stuff. So a few weeks after that, in game dunking. So yeah.
You remember the story? Fast break.
It was it was a fast break. I don't remember vividly, but I know it was a fast break, and there was nobody around, so I could like kind of show off a little bit. Yeah.
Let's go. What did that feel like, dunking in front of your mom? Bro? It's like,
That was like a dream come true, because it was like, you know how you say, oh, I just dunked, or I didn't see it, and so I got a dunk, and they actually saw it. So it was like talking about it, talking about the whole car ride home. Yeah, it was fun.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
I'm gonna go get that tender contract.
I feel you.
I'm gonna go lock it.
Bro, send him the Jake. Send him
Bro, it's a week away. It's a week away. You're gonna walk in through those tunnels to the Canada Life Center, and on the middle there's gonna be a bear, and there's gonna be 2 hoops on the side.
Yes.
What's going through your mind?
Just like being prepared for the moment, taking it all in. First game is supposed to be sold out. Fans are gonna be crazy. I think the most important part is the fans. And I think just coming out ready to go and give the fans a good time.
What are you telling yourself in terms of preparation for the home game? There's going to be close to 15,000 fans. If the stadium
upper bowl is open,
is open, right? And so, in that moment, are you going to be missing threes, or are you going to be making them?
Well, that's kind of crazy to say, but I think in that moment, I'm probably just thinking about God and just making sure that He can heal us, make sure that we perform the way that we want to.
Sure.
Every game I go into it, trying to knock down shots in or out. I'm going to keep shooting. So,
Edmonton's coming back. They're going to be coming here.
Yes.
Are you excited? Are you nervous playing against your own team, or that's the previous team?
Yeah.
What kind of emotions are going through your head there?
Well, I am from Edmonton. I did play there. I actually played with them against you guys at one point in my life, but I think I'm going to that game just again being prepared and mentally ready to go. I'll probably be a bit nervous, but that's not because of the matchup, right? It's just because it's like the environment is going to be so electric. So it's a good nerve. It's good nerves for sure. So.
You're living every kid's dream of one day playing professional basketball. Would your younger self have believed that you would be in the position you are today?
Position I'm in today, probably not, but I did always think, just because of my brother who also had played professionally, I think that there was always going to be that achievement in my life. I would do whatever I could to get there, and then when I did, finding that dream came true, it was just like, it was a very surreal moment. Yeah.
What was the reaction when you found out?
That was really exciting, to be honest. I love this place.
Yeah.
I love Winnipeg. My mom lived here for years, and when I played, and then versus watching the game too, it's a great environment to be around. So, and I get to be with you guys. You guys are sick.
What do you think about Winnipeg?
Again, I love it. I love the side attractions. I love how it gets so hot in the summers. There's a lot of trails that I like to go through, and the Forks, of course, is my favorite. But then again, the people here, they love the environment of sports, and they're very supportive, and that's why I really like that.
So you're happy with Winnipeg. You're happy now. attractions. I was like, we got like maybe 4.
No, there's a lot, you know. You're not in the right places, you know.
Maybe, yeah.
Europe sometimes. Yeah. Last 2 questions for you, brother. Can you spin a basketball on your finger?
I don't know. I haven't done it in months.
In months.
Ooh, okay.
It's a little wobbly, you know. There you go. It's a little practice. I've been doing that for a long time. So.
Well done. And then when was your first dunk?
Just finished grade 9 summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
In game?
Sports Center. No, not in game. In game was grade 10.
Okay. What'd that feel like? Do you remember?
It was just like, I don't know.
I'm gonna get up there.
Yeah,
Like,
just like a, you know what I mean? It was one of those ones.
Yeah, you've been grazing the rim, you missed a couple, but you're like, oh, this one
exactly. When that one went in, it was like, okay, here's the start, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, of course. Yeah.
Love.
Appreciate y'all.
Winnipeg boy.
Winnipeg.
Massey, correct?
Massey, yes, sir.
Bro, Massey clinched those. Oh, wait. For girls Massey. Yeah. Girls Massey for varsity. Congrats, first of all. I don't know how involved you are with the Massey team.
Hey, it's nice to see them win.
Fair enough. What's it like going from Massey to Sea Bears?
It's very, very cool. You know, obviously wasn't really around when I was at Massey, but you know, seeing it now, it's been something I wanted to be a part of since it kind of came up, and I knew once I was done with my college basketball, I'd love to be a part of it. So I'm super excited for the opportunity.
What was the feeling like, you know, when you got that email or you got the text from coach and it was like, yo, come play on the Sea Bears? What was that feeling like?
It was a good feeling. Feeling. Yeah, like I said, something I've been looking forward to. I knew it would be a possibility. I was super excited to hear that coach wanted me on board, and I feel like we could make some special things happen.
Do you remember the story in terms of like, did you reach out? Did you you were talking beforehand? Was it an email, a text? Where were you?
We last year, I know a couple of the assistants, and last year they invited me to come to a practice.
Okay.
So I came and watched a practice, kind of met Coach Taylor and everyone. And then we talked a little bit throughout this season while I was at school, and they made it known like, well, okay, we'll talk about it more after the season. And then he called me after the season. We kind of got it sorted pretty quick, and now it's done. Now we're ready to go.
You're like living every kid's dream, right? You're like a professional basketball player. Would your younger self believe you if you told them that you were going to be a professional basketball player one day?
Probably. Yeah. You know, it's always been a dream of mine. So, and I know, you know, it's something I worked really hard at. But, you know, there's been tough times as well. So, it's really good to see it kind of pay off, and I'm hoping I can keep it going and keep working hard and expand my game.
Yeah.
Do you have a thing that you tell yourself, or like mantra or mindset before a game, or a ritual before going into a game?
Not really. I just try to calm myself. Really, you know, I can get super excited, super worked up a little bit. So I just try to keep my nerves down and keep my emotions down a little bit. So I'll play some calming music really before games and get ready to go.
What's your go-to song before a game?
Go-to song? Oh, I can't think of just one. It kind of changes.
Like, are you doing with lyrics or with no lyrics? Like,
I'll go with lyrics.
Okay.
Lyrics. Just something. Yeah, something
maybe some
smooth.
SZA, maybe.
I can do SZA. I can do SZA from time to time.
All right, brother. Last 2 questions for you. Can you spin a basketball on one finger?
I think so.
Go ahead.
I don't. Maybe not on the first try.
Hey, there you go.
Let's go.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
And then when was your first dunk?
First dunk in a game was grade 9. First time I did was like, I was 13, but I was like three days before I turned 14, I think. And like AAU layup line.
You remember
that? Squeezed it, so yeah.
You remember the in-game dunk, fast break?
Yeah, fast break. It was at when I was at Arthur A. Leach Junior High, actually. Shout out. And we were at a game in back gym at Garden City. And yeah, we were having a good game. We were winning by a lot. It kind of leaked out a little bit. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I was determined to get the first down. So.
Let's go. Congrats, brother. Good luck for the season.
Really appreciate it.
Love.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it.
Okay, name and name and occupation, I guess.
Sean Moranin, Winnipeg Sea Bears.
Let's go. What position?
Point guard.
Okay.
As you can probably tell.
Hell yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, just look around the room.
Not a post?
The shortest guy.
Fair enough. Hey, but shortest guy with the biggest heart and willing to take the shots when it really matters, eh?
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about the Westman career and the time playing with Westman and how that's going to translate over into?
Yeah, I mean, I was just fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to play with such a great coach in Mike Rainbow. I just had a lot of fun in my 5 years a lot of ups and downs. I went through a lot. I'm definitely going to miss all the guys over there. But when I look back at it, I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
I watched some of your content on your Instagram, right? And then there's a video that is like you dribbling the ball at a very young age.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to me about what you carried from your childhood to the player that you are now. What's the lessons or fundamentals? All right. It's a good question.
I think the main thing is just the joy that I had as a kid has continued to carry on to where I am today. You know, the passion and the love that I have for basketball has really never changed. And, you know, basketball is really just a sport, so I don't really like to overthink it at times, and I just want to go out there and have fun. So
does that ever feel like a job at times?
At times, I mean, it's tough, man. You're in the gym, so many, like, training camp is probably the hardest time of the year, especially with a shortened season. But sometimes it does, but at the same time, again, I just want to have fun. And again, it's just a sport. So you know, just come in every day, do what you love to do, and you know.
You mentioned being you know, maybe not the tallest guy in the room. What were some of the setbacks that you had in terms of people overlooking you and being like, oh, he can't play, he's not going to be there? Because again, like basketball, again, a very height-based sport. Like a lot of they may look at you, but like And I mean, how'd you get over that, and how'd you persevere through that?
I mean, I've heard I was too small for my whole life, really. But I really just trusted my work. Behind the scenes, I'm always in the gym. I'm always shooting. I'm always working on my game. And at the end of the day, I just got to be able to trust that and really control what I can.
What's the mindset that you carry into the games, right? Like, I feel like as athletes, once we get told from our coaches or from people that we care about that you're not going to make it, it takes a heavy toll on you.
Oh yeah.
Did that ever happen with you, like where you fell into a dark place where?
I mean, for sure, but
where self-doubt took over.
Exactly. Yes, but at the end of the day, you got to trust in the process.
Right.
You hear it all the time, but you just really got to trust in the work that you put in, and you really have to, trust in God's timing. And at the end of the day, you get what you give. So the amount of effort that you put into the game, I feel like, you'll get it back. So.
Sure. Question for you: can you spin a basketball and bring it?
Let's see if I can.
Woo! Okay.
A little bit.
Mason's
a little bit.
Can
You good? Can you do it? Oh, come on.
Hey, that's good enough.
Yeah, there you go. It's not bad.
Just flipping off the cameras. And first time you dunked the basketball?
There is no first time. Do mini hoops count?
Yeah, in the backyard, bro. In the backyard. Hey,
Hey, wherever.
Love, brother.
Appreciate it.
Nice to meet
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Mason, 1 week away.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling?
Excited, man, because we're gonna pack the gym. My first game's gonna be a home game for me, so I'm excited just to put the jersey on, be in the atmosphere that it is, and just get the love and support from the city.
Bro, coming off of a killer season at the Bisons,
appreciate it.
coming to join the Sea Bears, are you bringing the heat?
I'm gonna bring my defense, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to help us get a win. That's all I'm gonna do.
Talk to me about that Bison season. Maybe not the end that you hope, but man, you guys played. You guys played your heart out.
Yeah, we had a great season after losing Simon. Like myself stepping up, Darren, all of our guys stepped up, and we just stick together. And that's what I'm hoping I can bring to this team, is just bringing togetherness and keeping the team together when it gets down and just keep fighting.
What's it like playing with some of the rivals, the Western boys?
Seen Sean there,
and especially him hitting that shot.
We don't talk about that. But no, it's awesome because me and Sean have been friends since we were like little kids, so it's just awesome to see him here and see myself here in the same gym and with the same jersey on. So it's awesome, but that's my off at the end of the day.
Bro, you're living every kid's dream, right? To one day,
my dream,
It's they're hoping that one day they can play on this court in front of 15,000 fans.
Yes, sir.
What does that feel like?
It's awesome. It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
Like ever since I was a practice player 2 years ago, and just learning from that experience, and now being able to actually be a part of the team, I'm just super excited and ready to go in.
Yeah.
When you are in that position of like a practice player, you're trying to prove yourself. What are you doing to show the team, hey, I'm here to play, I'm here to work?
It's just it's just showing that you're always just ready. You're always on the side if someone needs you. Even you're mostly just a voice. You're not getting the chance to play as much because you got when I was there was Teddy and all them. They're putting all the effort in and going, and you're just there to support. You're there if anything else loose balls, you're diving. You need the extra shots. You're there to get extra shots. So you just got to show you're always ready. Next man up mentality.
Okay. 2 questions for you, brother. First one, can you spin a basketball?
Yes, I can spin it long. Oh, let's see. I can only do it like this, though. Not long, not long. Okay. There you go. Wait, hold on. It has to be like this. It's the only way. Okay, no, it can't.
When was the first time you dunked a basketball?
Grade 8 went to grade 9. I remember because I was at St. Boniface when I did it. Okay. Might be a lower rim, but that was the first time I ever dunked. It was when I was doing junior bicep practices. And yeah.
What about
awesome.
in-game?
In-game, grade 9.
Grade 9.
Nice little breakaway. I don't know if we count as a dunk because it was a squeeze, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
All right, Rizzo. Much love.
I appreciate it.
Good luck for the season.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Good luck for the season.
Yeah.